Hey guys, I'm Matt Taylor, and this is my famous birthdays Q&A. When did you first join social media? I first joined, actually according to Famous Birthdays, in April of 2019. So thank you for that, because I would have no clue otherwise. When did you first go viral? I know the first time I ever had a viral video was a Baskin-Robbins store being blown open by the wind, and people thought it was like a ghost in the comments. That was my first viral video, but when I started actually blowing up, I think was when I started my cringy ASMR whisper phase, but it was customer service stories, so it was kind of funny. What's your favorite video that you've ever posted? I don't know if I could do one video, but a series that I loved was my Deep Thoughts, which was literally just me spitting out the most dumb facts that did not even make sense, and making it weird, because who doesn't love that? What advice would you give to your past self? To my past self, not to sound like an inspirational Instagram post or something, but I would literally just say, do whatever you feel like doing. Because if it doesn't affect other people, it really doesn't matter. You can literally do and say whatever you want. It's kind of fun. Which one of your accomplishments are you most proud of? I would say moving to LA, because I would not ever think that I'd be able to come here. Whenever I was a kid, I was like, oh my God, that'd be so fun, but I never actually thought it would happen. So I would say that is what I'd be most proud of. Where do you get inspiration for your projects or content? That's kind of an interesting question, because a lot of times I will scroll through my For You page to find ideas to get inspired by. But a lot of times too, it's just from everyday weird interactions that I have with people. Like if I go to the grocery store and mess up at the scanner, I'm like, wait, this happens to people all the time. Let me make a video about this, and I'll just over dramatize. That's not a word. I will take whatever experience happened and make it just over dramatic, just to make it funny. What is something most people who follow you don't know about you? I feel like a lot of people didn't know that I grew up in Oklahoma. I meet people here and I'm from Oklahoma, and they're just oh, interesting. Which it is interesting, it was interesting. That is something. I did grow up in Oklahoma. It was a very odd and, let's just say, interesting experience. It was a very interesting experience. How do you spend your spare time? I honestly spend my spare time watching YouTube way too late and hanging out with people, which is the most boring response, but that is just my life, babe. I don't know what to say. If you could find out one thing about your future, what would it be? I would honestly really want to know what my impact was, and I would hope that it was a good one, but I would literally just want to know what impact I left on people. Does that sound cheesy? Sorry, it is cheesy, but that's honestly, I would want to know that. What are your favorite shows to watch on Netflix? Funny story, I actually canceled my Netflix, but then I got it back again. Just budgeting stuff. I'm kidding. But now that I have it back, I'm gonna have to get back into Atypical. I love The Good Place. The Good Place is not Netflix. It's good either way. You know it's good. But Atypical was also really good. Stranger Things, of course. There's definitely more, but I cannot remember to save my life, so sorry. Do you have any hidden talents? No. I'm so sorry, I had to put that in there. If you could have a dream vacation, where would you go and what would you do? I have always wanted to go to Switzerland, and I was actually looking at flights the other day. Over $1,000, so not feeling that, but I have always dreamed of going there because I am actually either 25% or 50% Swiss. So I grew up with Swiss food and a little bit of I don't even know if you call it Swiss culture, I don't know. Swiss traditions or something, a few. And it would be super interesting and fun to go there, I feel like. And pretty, I've heard it's very pretty. When was a time in your life you felt like you were at a crossroads, and how did you decide what to do? The biggest ever, I don't even know if you call it a crossroads event, the biggest situation that I've been in where I had to make a big decision, I would say, is when I was debating about whether or not to leave my tech school. And I actually did end up leaving that. And for me personally, a lot of times I end up doing a pros and cons, which sounds stupid, but honestly for me it always works. Just kind of going over what would be the good and bad of each situation. And I did end up dropping out of my tech school. Still finished high school though, almost dropped out of that too, but we don't talk about it. But I usually just do like pros and cons. Sorry, that's so basic, but that's true. What is your favorite birthday memory? When I was like 13, I got a Nintendo 3DS. For anyone else that was wishing for those, actually that was Christmas, not gonna lie. I don't know if that still counts, but that is the best memory I have, so sorry about that. I got a 3DS, Nintendo 3DS, and it was amazing. And I screamed, it was so good. I used that thing for forever and ever. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I don't know if I'm supposed to do an outro, but I love you guys. I don't know why I stuck my tag on.